Um, those guys actually always been around. So yeah, they were healing, but they never got too far away from the game. First of all, I couldn't let them. Once again, we talking about leadership roles. So, um, man, wait till you see those guys now. You won't even notice that they missed any time. They're back better than ever. Actually, they're mentally prepared for anything that's coming their way. I feel like the hardest thing is personal experience is overcoming injury. Once you overcome the injury, though, it's kind of like you're unstoppable now. Like your mental's right, your confidence back again. Those like that are going to play a huge role, especially at corner. Having confidence at corner is huge. It's a big deal.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're good.
What about Christian Charles? You guys were all very complimentary of him because he got to work at corner. Do you think that's a spot he'll stick at in the fall?
Christian is just a guy that can play literally any position in the back end. He's an athletic kid, smart, twitchy, fast. So he's just one of those guys. Wherever we need him, he's gonna play a big role for sure. So whether that's at corner, star, nickel, safety, whatever it is, I know he's very trustworthy to go in there and make a huge impact immediately.
Trevon, I know third downs were frustrating for you guys last year. What have you worked on during the offseason to kind of improve in that area, especially third and long?
Yeah, that like I told you, like we were just talking about watching the film, The Bad, the Ugly, that all somehow comes down to discipline. It all comes down to how can we do our job better? What positions can we do, or how can we prepare ourselves better to complete the third downs? So, I mean, it just relates to, honestly, it just relates to off-season stuff. What are we doing now? How accountable are we being? Are we making sure we do every rep when we're tired, when we're exhausted, maybe something going on at home? You never know. Like, when we step in that building now, it's none of that. It's business. Like, we got to go every rep, no matter if it's the last rep, do it to complete hardest. Like, just stuff like that, man. Just focusing on little details like missing reps or even touching lines, just little simple stuff like that. That'll definitely, when it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, it's the fourth quarter or whatnot. We're tired, we're exhausted. We can relate back to what we've trained our bodies to do, what we've been doing all year long, all season, off season. So just knowing that, like I'm saying, the more we prepare now, the more we'll be prepared then. So that's been the biggest thing.
Trey, Josh Heupel said that Theo took a leap last year because of what he did off the field.
Exactly.
What have you done off the field this offseason, this summer, to try to make a leap like that?
Just speaking of Theo, on Alante and those guys, man, just like we develop, right? We develop over here definitely as DBs, and we look after one another. Theo's learned so much stuff from Alante. I've learned so much stuff from both of those guys, to where I can take in my game, and I've seen it with my two eyes now that, okay, if you do this, then there's things that's gonna pay off come season time. So just seeing what Theo's done and Alante's done during the off season last year, and the stuff that they focused on and how much more they embraced the process, is exactly what I'm doing. I'm following their footsteps, definitely. They paved the way. We getting developed over here, and that's what we do.
Big difference this year from last year in terms of expectations for you guys. I mean, how do you guys handle that in the locker room?
Man, we kind of keep the outside noise. We don't never get too much caught up into it. We kind of just try to stay level-headed and focus on coming in this day and being the greatest we can be this day. Getting 1% better each day is what we go by. So, yeah, the expectations is always going to be around. There's always going to be outside noises, but as football players, we know that come game time, come when you step between those lines, all that stuff is out the window. It's who's the best prepared now, who's best prepared in this moment, in this day, to execute.
You and Jalen are obviously leaders of this team, leaders of this defense. The front seven in particular, who's the leader up there?
Oh man, we have a few guys that can lead, but I can definitely give praise to guys like Byron Young. He's definitely stepped up and mentally a great player, great leadership, work ethic amazing. We got Tyler Barron, we have Latrell Bumpus, we have Amari Thomas. We have a lot of guys, definitely a lot of guys that'll fill those roles and be great for us for sure.
Trey, being a Tucker guy, what does it mean for you to be able to come back to Atlanta and represent the team?
Oh man, it's real, man. It kind of gives me chills a little bit. I never even thought I'd be in this position, honestly. But just being here, being in the city and I'm from, I was born and raised, that just shows like I was just that kid running around Centennial Liberty Park right outside. I was just that kid playing around, and now I'm here representing something bigger than that. So it's just something that just reminds me how blessed I am and how I keep receiving those blessings if I keep doing everything right. So that's just been the motto for me. I always give God the glory and just kind of stay focused and do everything right, man. And once you do everything right, then everything else will take care of itself.
You used to be a baseball guy too. Did you get to watch any Tennessee baseball this past year?
Yeah, front row seats.
For sure. What did you see out of them?
Those guys did something. I've been playing baseball I played baseball for almost my whole life.
Are you mad you're not playing right now?
I was a little salty, but yeah, the baseball team, they did stuff that I've never seen any team do ever. As long as I've been playing baseball, they did stuff that I've never seen. I'll probably never see again. Those guys were amazing, man, and they were like this. They were locked in. They were one team, one bond, and that all starts with Coach V, Coach Martello. He's a great guy. That's my guy too. We have a good relationship. Yeah, man, he's great. He had those guys over there fired up, ready to go. But they just had 10 people drafted.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How, I know you practice against it, and so I know you're conditioned. But how difficult at times is it playing defense to an offense that goes so fast? A lot of times it'll be quick series or a lot of plays on the field. I know it's probably a challenge, but how difficult can that be?
Oh man, it's definitely difficult to a certain extent. It's just kind of like something you got to get used to. It's something that's a habit. Like some people may have habits of making plays or whatnot and celebrating. I mean, of course, it's fun. Football's fun. You want to celebrate. But with an offense that moves consistently fast and one play that makes down to the next, you kind of got to really understand that whether you make a play or don't make a play, you got to lock in, refocus, down the distance, the formation, the call, see what they expect, try to prepare, see what they're trying to run. Any pre-snap indications that may give anything off, it's kind of like you got to reset and go. It's no, let's turn up and have fun, do a whole bunch of celebrations. Nah, man, let's on to the next play. Whether we got a plus or a negative on that play, we got to get ready for the next one because it's coming right now.
What do you think about the rivalry with Alabama?
Like I've been telling everybody, man. Right now we're just focused on the task ahead of us. First week we got Ball State. We're gonna worry about them, and then as the time goes on, we'll keep preparing for the next opponents we have to face.
Okay, so but I mean, not the game in general, just I guess the rivalry. I mean, does that stand out as one that would mean something special for y'all?
Honestly, bro, every game that I get to put on a uniform is special to me. Literally, like they all feel the same. I prepare the same. I study the same. I work the same, no matter who our opponent is. So every time I put that T on my chest, no matter who it is, they always gonna get the best for me, for sure.
Did y'all learn anything from that game against them last year? Something that you feel like could help y'all be better this year in general?
Yeah, as football players, you're gonna learn from every game. No matter you win, lose, or draw. Once you watch the film, you're gonna learn. So I learned a lot from every single game that I've ever played.